I left the house. When I left the house this morning, my battery on this phone was at just under 60%, like 58%, I think. And I've just turned it on there, and it's at 15. I haven't had it on. I've had the battery taken out of it, but yeah, that's the kind of latest thing, you know. I can only use it. I said yesterday, I said in my last video that I only spend a certain amount of time online, and part of that is because the battery fully charged on this phone now only lasts an hour. It takes about 3 or 4 hours to charge it to 100%, and then it lasts for an hour. It's fucking hilarious, you know. But anywho, we won't we won't worry about that. It might cut off mid-sentence, for which you will be grateful, I'm sure. But I was thinking today, a few days ago, I was out walking. I was walking back. I was getting close to home, and halfway through my walk, I was a certain food stuff came to my head. It just popped into my head to buy this food stuff, and it's a food that I never buy because I don't control myself well around certain types of food. So if I buy it, I would just eat the whole thing at once. So I avoid having it anywhere near me, you know. Unless I've planned it, you know. I tend to eat quite well and have specific days, you know. I plan days every now and again, just where I can kind of eat what I want. But I plan for them so that I don't feel any guilt or shame around overeating, you know, which I always have done, because it's always turned into a binge, you know, due to stress or anger or frustration or something. So yeah, just when I was out walking, this certain food stuff came into my mind, and you know, I thought about it for a couple of seconds, and I kind of dismissed it. And then as I got closer to where I live, and I was about to pass the last supermarket before I got to where I live, and these two girls, I see them, these young women, not girls, young women, walking towards me, and I noticed them. What's this? It's a bit bizarre, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, I noticed them. They were walking really close together, and then as they got nearer to me, one of them kind of split off from the other one and started walking directly at me. And I knew it was going to happen. Like I've said before, it happens all too often for it to be, you know, not malicious and not on purpose. I knew she was going to barge into me, and I thought, fuck it, I'm not moving out of the way, you know. So I kind of braced myself, as you do, ready for it, and she did. I don't know why she would fucking do that, because she's much smaller than me. And I made sure that I put my weight behind it, so it would have caused her more pain than it would have caused me. But anyway, that's what she did. And again, as per usual, when they do it, you know, they don't stop and say sorry as a normal person would if they hadn't meant it, or even admonished me, hey, what the fuck are you doing, you know, you could have moved out my way, or you know, any of that. She just carried on walking, as did I, not saying anything. But as soon as it happened, the weirdest thought came into my head. It was, go to that supermarket. You're angry, aren't you? You're angry now, aren't you? Go to that supermarket, go and buy food. Go and buy the food that you were thinking about earlier. That was as soon as it happened, that was the first thought that came to my head. And I thought, that's exactly how they manipulate you, you know. It was the weirdest thing. It was almost like it's almost as though someone was speaking it into my brain at that exact moment. The wind's picking up now. Hopefully this isn't just wind noise. It was almost as though someone was speaking that into my brain. And the weirdest thing was, the funniest thing was, that I wasn't angry. I'd seen it coming. I'd seen her walking towards me. I knew it was going to happen. It happens all the time. It doesn't make me angry anymore. It's just one of those other little things that happen. And if anything, it should have made her angry, because she, like I said, she was smaller than me. She would have come out of it worse off than I did. And it maybe make her think twice about doing it next time. Because next time, she won't only barge into me, but I'll also stick my elbow out and make sure it makes fucking contact with her, you know. But yeah, it was weird. It was like someone speaking it into my head. You're angry now, aren't you? You're angry now, aren't you? You should go into that supermarket and buy food. It's the way that they try and manipulate your emotions, you know. And it's because, well, now, you know, I wouldn't say, I'm doing great by the way, aren't I fucking surviving this test, aren't I thriving in the face of adversity? No, not at all, not for a fucking second. But I'm doing okay, I'm eating well, I'm exercising, and they don't fucking like it. They want to affect my mood whatever way they can. And like I said in my last video, you know, they do it not only in the street, but they also do it online. And what I didn't add to that was, it's just it's very specific, you know, directed conversation that was being used, and it's very specific to me. And you know, it doesn't matter, because like I've just turned the comments off, and I can't let these people affect me, and it's not going to bother them. It doesn't bother them. That's what they do. That's their sole purpose, is to go around online pretending to be in the same boat as other people and taking part and being fucking horrible about them. They're the online patrol. They're the online gang stalkers, you know. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, they subtly try and affect your mood, you know, especially if you're kind of doing okay, if you're looking after yourself. They want to try and get you to turn to things that you have in the past, things that are bad for you. They don't want you to, you know, like I've said loads of times, I walk every day. It's like a healthy coping mechanism for me. You know, I walk off the stress, any stress and frustration that I feel. It's, you know, it's a good thing. I eat good every day. Again, it's a healthy coping mechanism. It's something that I've got control over. I control, if I go out for a walk, I control what it is that I eat, and they can't stand that. So they want to get me turning towards things. They want to be able to affect my mood in such a way that I turn to things that are bad for me, and then I feel guilt and shame about, you know, overeating, or, you know, if it was alcohol I turned to, or cigarettes, or whatever the case may be, you know, or if I got angry. Again, that would be a win for them if I'd have turned around and started getting angry at her for barging into me. Again, that's, you know, it's all to negatively affect your mood, and it's very subtly done. You need to really look out how they do it. You know, it's all synchronised so fucking perfectly. I don't have a clue how they do it. I really don't. I know that I'm coming to the realisation about chips and things like that. Not the chips that you eat, because I don't eat those either. But I'm coming to that realisation about chips and the frequencies that are used to kind of control not only me, because I've experienced forced speech and forced other things, you know. I've done things that I think my rational brain wouldn't have me doing those things. So I know that they can, if they can control me and they can make me say things, then they can control other people, you know. It's not, I don't doubt that for a second. It's just the how synchronised it is, how fucking exact it is scary, you know. It's weird when you start thinking about it. It's just, it's like you've been dropped in another world. Like everything I knew for the first 40 odd years of my life was just bullshit. And here I am in reality all alone, and they're still trying to manipulate me, you know, trying to manipulate my feelings. Like I said, my positivity is really the only thing that I have left, apart from my big mouth and the fact that I'm going to name as many of these fuckers that were involved in my targeting as possible. But my positivity, and then they so want to strip that from me. They can't stand it. They can't stand it that they can affect me. So, you know, just think before you act would be my advice. It's really easy to lash out in the moment and kind of do things, or like, you know, if I had listened to the implanted thought that they were putting in my brain, I would have went into the supermarket after she barged me and went and bought food to try and comfort myself, you know. But you just need to kind of sit back and think about things before you act upon them, because, you know, they're trying to manipulate you, not for good things. You know, they want to, if they can get you in a negative mind state, then all the better, you know. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. My battery hasn't died yet. It's a fascinating. Anyway, I was going to give a weather update, and then I remembered I don't talk about the fucking weather, do I? So you take care. God bless you all. Lots of love. Bye bye.